Welcome, mystery enthusiasts. Today, I'm diving into the chilling tale of Andrei Chikatilo, a name that sends shivers down the spine of anyone familiar with his gruesome legacy. Known as the Butcher of Rostov, Chikatilo's crimes are among the most horrifying in modern history. Born in Ukraine, Chikatilo grew up in the harsh realities of Stalin's Soviet Union. His childhood was a nightmare, filled with stories of cannibalism and the horrors of the Holodomor, a man-made famine that devastated the region. His early years were marked by extreme poverty and hunger, a time when human life had little value and survival was the only aim. These formative experiences left deep psychological scars, shaping a mind that would later become a vessel for unimaginable evil. These grim conditions undoubtedly fueled the dark impulses that would later emerge. As he grew older, Chikatilo struggled with feelings of inadequacy and sexual dysfunction, further warping his already troubled psyche. In the late 1970s and 1980s, Chikatilo's reign of terror began. He found employment as a teacher, a position that gave him access to countless potential victims. He prowled the streets and train stations of the Soviet Union, targeting the most vulnerable women and children. His method was chillingly methodical. He would lure his victims with promises of food or money, only to lead them to their gruesome end. The brutality of his crimes left the nation in shock. Bodies were found mutilated in ways that defy comprehension. The sheer savagery of his acts was something the Soviet public had never encountered before. The Soviet authorities were initially baffled. The concept of a serial killer was almost alien to them, and their investigative methods were woefully outdated. In an era where admitting to the existence of serial killers was almost taboo, the hunt for Chikatilo was marred by bureaucratic hurdles and missteps. The authorities were reluctant to acknowledge that such a monster could exist within their society. Innocent men were accused and executed while Chikatilo continued his horrific spree. The wrongful convictions only added to the tragedy as the real killer remained free to claim more lives. His capture in 1990 was a turning point. After years of evading justice, Chikatilo was finally brought to account for his heinous acts. After a decade of terror, Chikatilo was finally apprehended, thanks to the relentless efforts of dedicated detectives. The investigation had been long and arduous, but their perseverance paid off. The interrogations revealed a man devoid of remorse, a chilling portrait of evil. His confessions were detailed and horrifying, painting a picture of a man who took pleasure in his monstrous acts. During his trial, Chikatilo's calm demeanor and disturbing confessions horrified the public. The courtroom was filled with an air of disbelief and revulsion. He was convicted of 52 murders and sentenced to death, with his execution carried out in 1994. The sentence brought a sense of closure to the victims' families, but the scars left by his crimes would never fully heal. Chikatilo's story is a haunting reminder of the darkness that can lurk within, shaped by a brutal past and a fractured mind. His life serves as a grim testament to the impact of a harsh and unforgiving environment on a vulnerable psyche. His legacy leaves us questioning the nature of evil and the depths of human depravity. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about the human condition and the potential for darkness within us all. If you found this deep dive into one of history's most notorious killers intriguing, make sure to subscribe for more mysteries unraveled. We have many more stories to tell, each more chilling than the last. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.